Okay, when I came out the Bungles, I decided there's only another 100 kilometres down the road to Halls Creek, so a bit stupid coming all this way and not seeing it. So here we go, we're coming into Halls Creek, and rather a bigger community than what I probably expected by the looks of things, compared to when we start thinking about what we've seen on the road and other places. Hotel and all the rest of the stuff here. A liquor store in the corner. Supermarket. Bread shop. Supermarket here. Outback Fresh. Looks like a travel stop over the road. Halls Creek's quite a huge place. Meat supply. Another fuel station. Closed, but the street. More little stores. This place is a real... Apparently it's going to be growing. They're putting in a new swimming pool area. Expanding the hospital. So much for expecting a roadhouse. Trailer store, camping, automotive hardware, Manchester toys and gifts. Modern premises. Fairly large indigenous population, as you would expect. No, quite impressed with this, compared with what we saw in the Northern Territory. There's just a few towns over there. Sports ground being watered. Decision needs to be made. I'm going to have a look out here at a few things. Old China Wall and Old Town. Do I continue on along the Duncan Highway and back up to the Victoria Highway, which will put me back in the Northern Territory, and go back to Kununurra that way? That's the decision to be made. All dirt, but takes me up the other side of Lake Argyle, so we just might do it. There's a bit of a phenomenon for you. A wall of China. Now there's nothing here to actually explain how it was formed, what it's about, or whatever. There is a creek bed runs through here. And the rock is sort of block stoned. But why is that set up the way it is? And why is it white? Rather incredible. This is just out of Halls Creek. This is the creek bed to the side of it, running back up into the hills. Well, that's it. The Wall of China. There's a bit more of it. You see it on the way out, you don't see it on the way in. Now, if we have a look at the makeup of this rock, it's all doing the same thing. It's all standing in line over here. All standing in line, but is white. Are you camping in this area? No, there's a motel here. We'll look after that for you. Old chimneys and things. Direct Street and Connor Street. I don't think that's the original sign. It might be, but I don't think so. There's a map of the old Halls Creek. For some reason, the lodge is for sale. Looks like a pretty attractive proposition to me. Memorial, here's the Carnegie Expedition Centenary to commemorate the epic journey from Coolgardie to Halls Creek by David Carnegie and his party. The Carnegie Expedition retraced the route across the Gibson and Great Sandy Deserts in 1996. I see, so it was originally done in 1896, obviously. Right, it was done by a group of people, 9 camels and 1 dog. That's what that memorial is there for. This plaque commemorates the first discovery of payable gold in West Australia by Charles Hall, John Slattery and Party on the 14th of July 1886 near this site. Make that 1885 near this site. Problem is, a lot of this stuff's all been knocked down. 1986 as we put here, that's only 19 years ago. It's a disgrace that it's been knocked down the way it has. Now on the other side of the Carnegie one, it tells us that David Winford Carnegie and his party reached Halls Creek on December the 4th, 1896, after a courageous crossing from Coolgardie of the Gibson and Great Sandy Deserts. Now this memorial was erected in 1982. It also commemorates the Australian Land Mission Hospital, built in 1918. Nurses' quarters were built in 1932. We have little enough heritage as it is. Some of these old ruins and things could have maybe been kept a little better than what they have been. Well, they obviously haven't, have they? Okay, this is the Duncan Road. We're currently only 36 kilometres, or maybe a little less because I had to get off the road to have a look at the China Wall, but out of Halls Creek. So I've still got something like about 460 kilometres to do to get to Kununurra, and it's going to be interesting to see what the road's like further on. We're actually going through a mountain range at the moment, and there's a lot of these 40 kilometre an hour corners. Anyone that I've spoken to that's going the other way at the moment have only been local, so they can't give me conditions further on. But yeah, it's certainly going to be an interesting journey, I think, for sure. Whoops, and I'm one of those blind type hill things. At Halls Creek, the country's pretty much sort of grasslands, rolling hills, lots of termite mounds, and this has been pretty much the way it's been since we got south of Bungles, which is the Bungles. See, it's just rolling sort of plains basically. Well, it has to be careful when one stops, because if you suddenly stop on top of a hill, there's so much dust floating around you that you could easily get rammed by someone coming up behind you. There's a gap in the hills over there. Maybe there's a water course through there or something. Just a bit beyond that, there's another elevated plateau. Past hundreds of these on the side of the road. Some just abandoned in the last couple of days and not yet burnt out. Oh wow, there's some water. What's there? It's not across the road. Okay, this is Palm Springs. It tells me here the natural spring at Palm Springs was once used as a local water supply and supported the district's market garden. There's a popular picnic and swimming spot where the Black Elvira River crosses the Duncan Road. That's where we just crossed a couple of seconds ago. Towering walls overhang a tranquil pool, shaded by trees and banked by beach-like sand, where the Black Elvira River has cut through a ridge at Sawpit Gorge, also known as Sawtooth Gorge, which is another popular fishing and swimming spot. So there's nothing here about crocodiles. Guess who's not going swimming? It's really quite a gorgeous little oasis. Listen to those birds. Remember the gap in the rocks or the range I showed you from back there? Well, guess what? Sawpit Gorge. This is it. Nice little drive down into it. I need to find some people actually camped in here. It's amazing what you find. Okay, the track I came down to get into this place is going to be more fun going up, let me tell you. So I'm going to put the camera away and go for it. Ah, piece of pizza, as they say in the movies. Okay, on our road again. We've been told that the road is just dusty and corrugated, so let's keep doing it. We'll use only the best sign riders up this way. We're out of the hills pretty well now, pretty much flat going. It's nearly 2:30, sun goes down at 5:30, so I've got 3 hours. I'll at least try and get a couple hundred kilometres under my belt by then if I can. Did I mention this road is also used by triples, transport trucks and things. Could be a fun afternoon. Countryside is flat, apart from that hill. And as you can see, it's just all sort of grasslands type of area. So as far as I can see, and then hills in the background. This road's not bad. I don't know how long since it's been graded. The grade has certainly stopped back just a wee bit. There's been some corrugations, but no problems maintaining between 90 and 110 along here. So hopefully we might be able to pick up some time. Occasionally they pop out of nowhere, just like that. Sort of like Mount Connor, isn't it? This is a property, it's called Heytesbury Beef. Well, that was on the gate. So whether this is part of the Homes of Court empire or not, I don't know. But these roads are nice and smooth out here so far anyway. And we're just around about 95 kilometres out of Halls Head. Halls Creek. Bloody long way from Halls Head. Now here's the problem. If a truck comes through here, that bloke's dead, mate. Because the truck won't stop. He's got 3 trailers pushing him, remember? So, straight through. And then we just left a rod on the side of the road. We're on station country. This road runs through station country. So as a result, we've got to try and watch out for the stop, try not to hit it. So if you do, try not to hit it too hard. Okay, we've made pretty good time. It's a 3:45 and we've done 188 kilometres. That's the Buntain Highway there. Takes us back towards Catherine. We're going up now along the eastern side, or we'll be going along the eastern side of Lake Argyle. That was pretty good. That piece of road along there was in excellent condition. In fact, I looked at the speedo a few times and I was doing between 110 and 120. Actually, I was doing 120, so I don't maintain that on bitumen, and yet on the gravel, that gravel road, it was just so good. Anyhow, sun's getting down in the sky. We've got hour and a half, hour and 3/4 of daylight left, so do as much as we can. Now the sign is quite 325 to Kununurra. We won't do that tonight, but if I get another 100 or so kilometres under the belt, I'll be happy. This doesn't look as though it's going to be anywhere near as good as that bit though. Yeah, he's just walking in off the side of the road. This is the time of day I've got to be real careful. This is the way ahead. I've already seen one kangaroo a couple of seconds ago back down the road, standing on the side of the road, and he headed out, and he was in fairly open country. This isn't so open. And even though it's only 10 to 4, the sun is starting to get down low in the sky. It's hidden by clouds. Keep in mind we are over on the Northern Territory boundary, so in actual fact we're probably an hour or so ahead of Perth anyway. So this is going to be an interesting stretch for the next hour or so. Okay, now Duncan Road or Duncan Highway or whatever it's called has quickly deteriorated now down into just basically a one-car track, and already I've seen a number of they're not exactly kangaroos. They're not exactly kangaroos. They're sort of like wallaroos, I guess. They're smaller than kangaroos. Still, like there's a couple, and they just graze on the side of the road. Now, so far I've had 2 lots of 2 actually jump away from the road, but the rest of them, they look at you from one side of the road, then bounce straight across the road to head for the other side of the road. Stupid, like, yeah, it's really. But the thing being is, it's that time of the day, they're out to play. Couple on the side of the road here. Yep. There they go. Okay, I better concentrate on what I'm doing. Travelling a lot slower now than what we were a little while ago. These for a while. Certainly not since, oh, blimey, Charlie. Actually way back in down near Alice Springs. Now he's going to race me down the road. Would you believe? Got a nice little gate about him. Come on, buddy, off the road. Not down the road, you stupid bloody animal. Maybe if I stop and let him make up his mind what he's going to do. Still going. God. I think we have to follow him into Kununurra somehow. He's a pet, there's a household there. Anyway, I ran around the inside of him and poor bugger's foaming from the mouth. He'd be buggered, I'd say. If he finds Lake Argyle, he'd probably drink the lot dry. Okay, meanwhile, back on the track. Well, according to my rankings, straight over there, looking straight into the sun. Right along there is the Bungles. Back to York. And we should be passing probably a little closer to a little later on this evening. I don't know if I was pointing at the right hills before or not, but that's the Bungles in front of us. Now this is going to happen a couple more times before we finish this bit of the trip, because this actually winds back into the Northern Territory, back into Western Australia, back into the Northern Territory again. And already at this point the roads in the damn sight better, well, not so much better condition than what the West Australian side of it is, but they, the other side of the border was a two-wheel track. This one's a full-width road. There you go. 5 o'clock. We've done 98 kilometres since we turned at the Bunteen Road area. Going to start looking for somewhere to stop tonight. There's no camping areas, and there's much out there for me. I mean, okay, I can sleep in the middle of a paddock. Would you believe someone coming the other way? Wow. Just goes to show other people do use this track occasionally. Wonder where he's camping tonight. He might live out this way though. Okay, the things that make you sit and think and change your mind. And at the moment, I'm now in 2 minds as to whether to camp out tonight or not, or whether just to keep pushing on, try and at least get to bitumen, because I've just been listening to the ABC News. Now there's a chance of a shower or a chance of rain tomorrow, and there's a fair bit of rain due through the northwest here apparently, or through the Kimberley. So, okay, that might be tomorrow, it could be overnight, who knows. And the point being is that if it suddenly drops rain up in this area, and the rivers, there's enough there just to get the rivers flowing, then I could be in a spot of bother or stuck for at least until such time as the rivers go down. So at this point in time, I think that probably we might make a run for the bitumen, which will be annoying because I wanted to have a look at the back end of the Argyle thing, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valour, isn't it?